Started a couple minutes early. Wanted to make sure that I know it's the evening time. A lot of people are, cooking dinner and getting off work. Got that family time that's going on. So, give you a few minutes to jump in. Hopefully, everything's going fine. For those that will be watching this, as far as on the replay, thank you for spending your time. Watching the replay. What up is we're gonna definitely get into some things today. Right. Let me see. What up? What up? What up? Izzy, Robin, Christine, peace, peace. Sin, what up? Tavi, what's good? Peace, peace. Lyndon, Yvonne, what up? What up? Peace, peace, peace. And peace again. Let me see. Let me see it. Bend over, let me see it. Let me see it. What y'all know about that? Let me see it. All right. Please hit the like button. Please share. Please. What time is it? 33. So we on schedule. Please hit the like button. Please share. Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Please, please, please care a little bit. So I'm gonna jump straight into it. Before I think Rue will be in top of the hour. Excuse me. So it's interesting. I was looking for something the other day, like 2 days ago. I was going through Obama's Twitter, and he was. If anybody got Twitter, I know a lot of people don't. But he had did a long post. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I think it's not on there, but this one is on there. So yeah, Barack Obama, great news. Starting today, Pennsylvania will begin automatic voter registration for folks getting a driver's license or state ID card at the DMV. Hopefully, even more states will follow. This is from his official Twitter. All right, so you can get that there. So why why am I sharing this? You got two ways that this is, well, more than two ways, but I'm going to mention two ways today. You have the invasion that's going on from the north in the southern border. I want to make sure we're clear on that because everybody's focused on the south. The south is what they want you to look at. The north is how they're really gonna. You got to realize most of the states that they want to shift. If you look at Michigan, you look at Ohio, you look at New York is fighting for their life right now as far as politically. You look at Pennsylvania, which this is what Brock is talking about. So I'll read it again to make sure that people heard it clearly. Great news. Starting today, Pennsylvania will begin automatic voter registration. Automatic. Me and you, we got to go out and physically, register to vote. For anybody that's in Pennsylvania, you get an automatic voters registration. I want to make sure that we clear on something because I know some people that's new, you're just walking into the rabbit hole. For a lot of us, we know what that means. And some of us, we might not know what it means, but we'll understand it today. And that's a fair shake on it. So with the automatic voter registration, some people are not paying attention to the fact that illegals, illegal immigrants, illegal aliens, whatever fancy title you got, I'll put it. I'm just straightforward with mine. Um, they're making it where they can get state ID, as it says, for folks getting a driver's license or a state ID card at the DMV. So I want you to pay attention to something. During the last election, you didn't need ID. All right, you can just go down there and vote. You can go down there and vote. Vote twice, vote 12 times, vote 14 times if you choose to. That was the policy for 2020 and before that as well. But 2020, you can fill out. You can go vote 100 times if you choose to. So now that you have the Republicans pushing the voter ID, as far as you got to have ID to go vote. Now, what they're doing, they're flooding these states, like we've been telling you. They're flooding these states, and they're giving illegal immigrants or illegal aliens, whichever one you choose, um, the right to have, or the supposed right to have a state ID or a driver's license. They are getting driver's license, and I want to say about last 2 to 3 years, there's a lot of illegals that have driver's license now. At first, they didn't have driver's license. They hit you, they pull off, run off, whatever case be. So Barack is pushing this automatic voter registration, which should be, what do we ever have that's automatic? And then he said a lot of where is it at? Where is it at? Hopefully, even more states will follow. So I don't think it's going to stop just in Pennsylvania. This invasion right now. What we're seeing, an invasion is two pieces. I know it's more, but over here we like to talk about the two pieces, the most pivotal pieces that, to me, that you can find. Yes, there's multiple pieces we can chop up and dissect, but for the two pieces, you have the voting system. And I said the other day, I think I was on Facebook Live though. Um, I said, no matter what party you believe in, they're both in cahoots. The Republicans are in cahoots with the Democrats. The Democrats are in cahoots with the Republicans. They got to trick me and you that they're at odds with each other. They're not at. They're not at. They got to trick me and your ass that they're at odds with each other. They're not at odds with each other. Um, they're basically softening up the Republican Party or the Conservative Party, whatever party you want to call it, You know, they have these governors and everything else like, oh, we're going to ship these illegals over here to their district. And, you know, it's like those people are not staying in those districts. What they're doing is they're trafficking people. No matter if that's your favorite politician, I don't care what politician that you name, your favorite politician is trafficking illegals to another state, and then they tell us that, hey, we sent them over to Camellas, and everybody, look, we got you there in your backyard, and all this. Like, it's the craziest shit I've ever witnessed. So, we're champion, and people on Twitter like, I got him. Got him. But who really got? They're trafficking right in front of our face and getting us to agree with the human trafficking. That's what they're doing. I don't care how you feel about it. That's what they're doing. They're moving people in front of us, and they're telling us that they're moving people around. Instead of sending them back, they send them to another state. Are you? Let me make sure we on point while I just keep on going. What up? Are we on point with that? They're doing it in front of our face, and we're consenting to it. Like, we're actually co-signing that they do it. Okay. All right. What up? Took my foster health department. They forced me to try to register. I had to make me sign something saying I was registering, and it's mandatory to get benefits. All right. So what we're watching is I labeled it invasion. So they're invading the so-called voting system, which I don't believe in the voting system. I believe that they swindled. They've been swindling this whole time. I want to make sure, like, this. Fuck it. You throw the whole kitchen. We about to throw the whole kitchen sink. We about to throw the whole kitchen sink. Fuck it. They've been swindling y'all the whole time. Me, I'm not really a voter. I don't vote. This idea of voting, and some people gonna get upset with me because, oh, we need you for. It's the same story every 4 years, every 2 years, same story. You got to ask yourself, and I want to make sure that I calm down the people that. Do you actually believe that Maxine Waters is winning in her district? Okay, let's go to Chicago. Do you actually believe that Rahm Emanuel was winning all those years? Do you actually believe that Nancy Pelosi is winning all? Do you actually believe Mitch McConnell? Like, I'm not just a one-sided person. I don't care about neither party. Do you actually believe that Mitch McConnell is winning in his? Do you actually believe that Mitt Romney keeps on winning? And who the guy that's up in Montana? It's some dude in Montana. He keeps winning, and the population don't even like him. And he's a Republican. Like, I was naming y'all Republicans. Do you actually believe that these people are winning their districts? Now, we're not talking about a global or a nationwide vote. They're not winning in their districts on a local level. The people locally don't like them. So how are they winning? It's been a sham. And think about it. And take it how you will. They will never give me and you the power yes, on a local level, do some people slide through? Yes, some people do win, and as far as every last election, that's locally aren't rigged, but a lot of them, the majority of them on the local level are rigged as well. So I'm not, some people slide through the cracks that you vote for, but I want you to think about this. I want you to take everything that you've known, and this is why I always speak to um, the white counterparts, my white counterparts, about they made you embrace something that you truly don't even know what you're embracing. I always say this, and I say it not to piss them off. I say it so they understand that they've been duped. They've been duped. It's time to figure out something else. Us, as far as in my community, those that understand the machine, we understand the machine. We can tell you what the machine is clearly. There's a lot of people that's in my community that can't. They just emotional, want to lash out, and they're lashing out at they're doing the lashing out at the people and not the machine. All right, that's what they like, putting people on stage or on the television, that like lashing out at people, but not the machine. So the reason I bring this up is a lot of folks that's playing party favorites. I like this party. You like this party. Both of the parties work together. Every movie that you see where it's a hero, it got to be a what? A villain. Every movie that you see or a story that you read, it got to be good. Then it got to be what? Evil. Every game that you play that's a competitive game, you got a home team and you got a away team. Every game that you play, you got a opposition. You got opposition, the ops. Every last game that you play, every movie that you watch, every love story that you can't really have a love story without somebody being the fucked up, somebody in the previous relationship being in the fucked up position. Um, so that goes from kid movies, from adults to cartoons to comic books to spiritual Indiana Jones, and we can just keep going and going and going. You gotta have two. This is why they don't like the third parties. Me personally, I would tell y'all to look into third parties. That's me. That's me personally. Me personally, I would tell y'all look into third parties. Look into independents. Look into the libertarian movement. Look into third parties. Anything that's in some people are not gonna like how this sound. I rock with Trump on a lot of things. I don't understand. The man's smart enough to know that he shouldn't be running under the GOP ban. I'm just I wouldn't be me if I wasn't, gonna tell y'all the truth on that. Especially what happened in 2020, right? Especially what happened in 2020. He should be able to. He got enough money where he can run and have. Let's call it the MAGA movement. Let's call it the MAGA movement. That should be something that he run. He should not be running under the GOP. And we just gonna keep it straight. That he running under a flag that already kicked him off the set. He running off of a flag that already kicked him off the set. That's what he's running off as, and they already kicked him off the set, and he's still trying to run under that flag. Um, Trump should be running independent. He has enough. He has enough base. He has enough reach. He has enough money where he can shake up every damn thing. That's that. If you want to know what I don't like, that's what I don't like. He has enough money where he can run and shake up the whole playing field. But you got to ask yourself, Yeah, I like Trump on the economics. I like Trump that he focused on the black community. I like those things. I love them. I love those things. But you gotta say, bro, you smart enough. If you really want to shake this shit, you really want to shake this shit, run independent. Why are you still playing that? Why are you still playing their game as a GOP politician? That's something that because I know it's a lot of diehards in here. Somebody just said they out. Hopefully you're not leaving because I said that about if your skin is that thin, then yeah, you don't need to be here. If it was something else that you were speaking about, then my apologies. But if you're leaving because um, you heard something that's been previously said as far as in the last few minutes, nobody hasn't even took a dig at anything. So hopefully, we just mixing comments, or it's a late comment or whatever case be. But for the most part, this is not a place for the weak. This is not a place to get cuddled, and that's just not directed to you, but it's just a blanket statement for anybody that's in here. We don't teach. It's kind of like it's you got powder puff football, you got touch football, you got flag football, you got arena football, you got college, you got high school. We in the pros over here, all right? We in the pros over here. So if it doesn't apply to you, then let it fly. Like that's how we at. Like we just speaking for anybody else that's gonna come in with that mindset or what I'm talking about. Like if it doesn't apply, let's move on. Like it's really no beef. But I'm saying it will be people that get irritated um, because of the talks that we have are uncomfortable talks, and these talks are really not had. Everything is really like you know parroted. Is champion, champion, champion. Um, you rarely see conversations where people are trying to do YouTube and everything else as far as and build a platform without catering. Like it's that we're not catering over here. We playing in the pros over here. Um, so that's why I respect a lot of people. That's over here, and hopefully we can grow together. If not, don't worry about it. The opportunity for indeed, 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 Top. Jay, yep. What you have right now, what we've been watching, and I want to get back to this. How many minutes I got? I know Rube be stepping in. Okay, I got 7 minutes. I think Rube be coming in at the top of the hour. But for the most part, I want to make sure that we're clear on one thing. The government has been running the way that the government is supposed to be running. What up, Sheila? It's running the way that it's supposed to be running, and when you look at certain things, you can't say that it's not obvious. From the hearings to to the attorney generals to who's running the FBI departments, who's doing like, and they give us these bullshit hearings, and then it's like they have to tell. We think that and I love seeing the hearings. I love the I got you shit. I'm not even gonna lie. I love seeing that, but they have to tell you this. This is on a deeper mind. This is on a deeper concept that a lot of folks are not understanding. They got you trapped in religion, but we're not going to touch on that. We're not going to beat up nobody about it. They have you trapped on religion when you should be dealing with universal law. That's where they this is where they beat your ass at. A lot of people don't understand that they have to tell you exactly what they're doing because that's the rollout of free will. They have to tell you. They tell you. So these hearings that we watching, they basically just telling us what they've been doing. It's like, okay, we got a hearing. We're gonna tell them what's been going on, and you got to get up there and grill me and act like ain't nobody that went to jail. Like let's be grown adults here. Ain't nobody that went to jail. They have to tell you this. They have to. So if you participate and continue to participate in this machine, guess what? You're part of the machine. This has everything. This has everything to do with you handing over or believing that somebody gave you free will. You always have free will. I don't care what story you was taught, what theology, mandate that you was given. You've always had free will. Now, when you hand that over, who are you handing it over to? I'm just gonna move on and keep it like that. These places that's meeting with the Pope, every politician got to meet with the Pope, and you think that they don't go I'll keep it going. Anyway, back to the invasion. Back to the invasion before I go somewhere else. They're saturating. This has been going on for a long time, even under the Trump administration. I want to make sure we clear, because a lot of people will pretend I like Trump. It's not an attack. This is not an attack channel. I actually like Trump, but I'm not a fool. This invasion that's been going on. Do you know that every state, even the governor of Mexico, the governor of Arizona, the governor of Texas, they can call, they can call a right to duty, like as far as their state being invaded. Their state being invaded. They can have troops ready. Not troops that's putting up some barbed wire and troops that's gonna have some night vision and say he's over there, over there. They can have it where nobody comes to that depth. You have an invasion. That's what borders are for. To stop people from going back and forth. That's not supposed to be going back and forth. That's the whole point of borders, is territory. So you have a situation that is like, they haven't even done that. They haven't even taken that into consideration to protect the borders. Okay, the wall. Okay, you got a wall. What do you think? What is truly? Let's be honest with each other. And I think a lot of us been in crypto right now. A lot of people that's been in crypto, I'm right, you're going to understand where I'm going. They give you something, they give you this wall concept. And it's kind of something that keep you like, oh, we got to build the wall. We got to build the wall. We got to build. Building the wall is not going to stop them from coming over. That's not, oh, we're going to build a wall and then that's not going to stop everybody from coming over. As I don't care what anybody says, that wall is not going to stop nobody from coming over. You actually need people on the ground that's going to stop people from coming over. The wall is a great deterrent and a stall tactic, but the wall is not the end all be all of fixes. That's it. That's all. So you have this invasion that's going on the southern border. I'm gonna wait for part 2 to Root get in here, and we're gonna cook. But I'll stick with part 1 until you get in. Part 1 is them defeating people on the local level and the federal level on voting. That's part 1. What they're doing is they're flooding these districts. And you're not going to have no voting power, no matter what you feel about how the system is ran, no matter what party you're in. They're going to fundamentally defeat the Constitution by bringing in other people that don't abide by the Constitution or care about the Constitution. How do you get rid of the Constitution that they've been trying to get rid of this whole time? You put in a different demographic of people broadly, and then you have them run for office, and then when they're running for office, we got to capitulate and we got to alter things of what we've been standing on as far as state of America. We got to alter that to cater to them. So they're going to chip away every 2 years, every 4 years, they're going to chip away at it, and we got to capitulate because you don't want anybody feeling offended or feeling like they can sue the state. That's part one. So, what's good with you, bro?
What's going on with you, bro?
Man, ain't nothing. You look like you out there. You just getting off work. You like you
I'm
live
still
at
at
work.
work. I'm still at work. Hey, I'm still at work.
That's why I say you live at work. Just like, man, what
Yeah,
you doing?
that's that's the story of my life, man. But
Yeah,
yeah, I've been listening, and I'm here in one of the states that get immigrants shipped here. I see them daily, and it's a trick bag, like you said. Both parties are working together. Get out your fucking feelings and out your party because this is a tag team back again operation.
yeah. Definitely ain't going nowhere. This we
And
we back.
when y'all deal with us, y'all know we put everything on the table, and you know put your focus on Texas. Why Texas? Ask yourself why Texas.
Yeah.
They broke it down already. They fronted they move, and they first strategy didn't work when they wanted to rezone the voting zone. That didn't work. So they like, okay, they already broke it down. If we get New York, Illinois, and California and Texas, the rest of the fucking states don't matter because we got the electoral college.
Yeah.
So they flip Texas, and they automatically gonna get those other three.
Yeah. No, it's they're playing long ball, and this is something that I don't agree with, and we've been telling people for years. Stop trying to own the libs. This is what they keep this internet sensation of, oh, I got to own the libs. I got you. These motherfuckers is not stupid. If you want to play this Dem versus Republican stuff, the Democrats are not stupid at all. They
Yeah,
they they have a whole.
they got a
You can't.
system, and they running that bitch.
Well, you see they got, even when Trump was in office as a Republican, you seen who ran the DOJ, you seen who ran the FBI, you seen who ran the CIA. They've already won. If you really want to be technical, they got every aspect of the
But
game
covered,
is
it's
covered.
covered. It's covered. They like you like a wreck trapped in the corner with surrounded by cats. Like I don't give a fuck what way you think you finna finagle. Your ass is caught and you cornered.
Yeah.
Who you just got to pick your poison. Oh, you want to go to CIA route? We got you there. You want to go to FBI? You want to go to DOJ? We got you there. Oh, you want to come to our house and our branches of government? Bring your ass on.
They got the IRS and every damn. They got every faction. And then it's crazy because they got the police department. And then you get Republicans that be like, "Oh, back the blue," and I support the these that part.
You see what the head of the blue do? The head of the DOJ running the blue in the whole country. Back to
Listen,
who? Hey, you see them indictments?
yeah, like, like,
They
and ain't
like
no
they like y'all hey y'all can vote for y'all Republican state, but motherfucker, where he's enemy number one at them fucking DAs came and brought charges.
yeah. And hopefully, yeah, I hope you win, but they're showing you how much power that they have. This is what
They
a lot of
flexing.
people.
This it's a real life flex.
Yeah, like they're showing, like, a lot of people like, oh, it's the fact I want him to win. Yes. But it's like, are y'all paying attention to, if they doing that to him, who stands a chance? If they doing this
Yo,
to him, who stands a chance?
hey, hey, they gonna indict us for jaywalking. Goddamn it,
Listen, and we was gonna go down there. You remember we was planning
man.
on going. Like, bro, we would have been writing, "Dear Egypt, I love you. You
Can't
getting
wait
so
to see
big."
you again after these long 12 years.
Right, you getting so big and you're so beautiful. Like, we was about to go down, and not,
Tell your mama
just
put some
before.
on my book.
Yeah, right. They would have, man. They would have came. We would have been first priority. Like, they would have
Hey,
came.
Just how we get the intel, they would have had all our lives in court. Like, yeah, look at these motherfuckers right here talking about it.
Yep. No, we've been gone. Like we would have
Barbecue
been
chickens.
right.
Hey, we would have been them 1 cent burgers.
Mm-hmm. Nah, it's this invasion that's happening. I know you remember we had did a space a while back, and we was telling people soon you're not going to be able to go to public places. You're not. I want to make sure that people get that. How we sit back and say, hey, you know, you might want some, you know, it's cold outside. You might want to stop by Starbucks. All that's about to be over. All that's about to be done. They want to destabilize America, and they're doing it right in front of us. They just
People gotta put everything on the table in order to bring down the country. It never been done from the outside in. It's always inside out. That's just the fabric
you're not
of
gonna
it.
get in from the outside in.
Like, that's why you got when you look at from a military standpoint, from an attack standpoint, you ready for the outside because hey, everything outside is foreign to you, so you looking forward. But the inside, they mix amongst the people, so you don't know who's who.
Yep.
So in the next couple of weeks, let's pay attention to the fires, to the chemical plants. They're about to go back up in flames because you got another mass migration, and watch the damage they got sent to do. They got marching orders. Like you said, it's like an 8-leg parlay that they're using these immigrants for. It's a money grab. It's a still election grab. It's a whole bunch of things. They're using them for that army. They're using it for a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer somebody, and this is not an attack on him. I'm just gonna privy him with the no cash bonds. That was as bad as you don't like it. That's supposed to been. They use that, and we can speak. We ain't never talked about this. They use bail to keep us in jail. I'm talking about black folks. So now that they're stopped doing it, it's like they should have been stopped implementing that because it was you was locking up people that couldn't afford to get out of prison or jail. Like if you can't afford to get out, then guess what? You got to sit there. Now they're using it as a political tool. You good?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, I don't know why you pulled in front of me, like you idiot.
No, I'm just making sure. Like I seen the look back, and it didn't look like you was looking at no ass. So I was like, "Hey, you good?" But yeah,
Oh man, you already know.
they overused the bail situation, the bail and bond situation. They overused it over the years, over the decades. Now they're using it.
They weaponized it.
Yeah, they're using it now to not for the benefit of black people. It's for the benefit of keeping up crime and making sure that people don't have no punishment.
It's a money grab. It's another money grab. I don't know if y'all paid attention last week, but you had some New York, politicians. They was crying about the immigrants in this crime ring they own now. So guess what they're gonna do? Oh, we got a problem. They're gonna ask DC, the federal government, for some money to combat it. It's a money grab.
Yeah. No, that's when I seen that they brought out Schumer, AOC, Jerry Nadler. I said whenever you see that whenever you see the big three, it's some money. The big three don't show up unless the money is there. Like that's a money grab. Like they could have tweeted that. Everything that they said, they could have tweeted that. That was a money grab to show, and they wanted people to see how irate the people were that was at the conference. So that's like, oh, you see how they pushing back on us. We need help now. So what they're doing now is they're playing. If you notice, the governor of New Mexico with that tried to suspend the right to carry. Yeah. Right. So what they're doing, fuck it, let's cook. They're playing a game of reverse. Whenever you play Uno, you can throw out an Uno card of reverse. So what that did was the lady did a test run, but it allowed the Democrats to go against her to show that they want constitutional rights, constitutional gun rights, and they don't. But they had to use her as an example to prove that, oh, we went against her when she tried to take away your guns. We went against that because that's unconstitutional. But the same politicians that's going against her are the same ones that's pushing gun control.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they're trying to finagle their way in to say that they oppose this. Hunter Biden getting charges. That's not for me and you. That's for for them to say we're not playing any biases, and we charge him for that. So if we
Yeah,
charging the president's son, then
we
we're
gonna
not
charge
biased.
your ass, and it's like, hey, it, that vocal point is anti-gun. It's like, okay, he gonna take the sacrifice, and then we gonna now the whole fucking country finna get annihilated on their constitutional right.
Oh yeah, they if you, I don't care what party you belong to, I don't care what you can identify as a unicorn. I really don't give a shit. If you talking about giving up your right to protect yourself with the 2A, you might. I don't know what to tell you. Go bungee jump without the string. It's they are gonna. This goes into the part two that I wanted to talk about. Um, it's gonna the people that's coming over here. Are everybody bad? No. Are people used as a pawn? Yeah. These are
Yeah,
soldiers.
like
These are soldiers that they're sending over here.
what people don't understand. I see them every day. They living in a police station. They living quarters is the front lobby of the police station. So they like this all the fuck we got. So now they're migrating through the neighborhood, setting up shop. I ride past now, there's 12 of them on the next block next to the police station. I said, you know, these people got to eat every day, and they barely gonna get hungry. And when you desperate and you trying to survive, you gonna do whatever the fuck you need to do.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's only a matter of time before they start terrorizing the fucking community. And trust me, they got their heads cocked and everything. I'm like, these
Yeah.
they about to get active, and it's gonna get cold here real soon. You think them motherfuckers gonna sit right there? No, they finna break in some shit and cause fucking havoc.
Yep. Yep. And for those that don't believe it, you probably can Google it. I'm pretty sure Google has it. But even in Las Vegas, I told you the story that's been going on. They have the airport. Part of the airport is actually for the illegal
Oh,
immigrants.
Chicago here too. They got us here too.
They got
They
they got
they
a
got
section.
they got a section. They got it curtained off. They it's about 400 to 500 of them in the airport right now.
I want people to think about that. We had TSA supposedly TSA. There's 9/11 situation with and it's like this is where y'all housing
Like
the
like
illegal immigrants at the
hey,
airport.
hey, everybody in here done flew on the plane before. You know you got to go through TSA to get to the other side of the airport. If you don't got no boarding pass, you can't get the fuck up over there.
If you ain't got an ID, you can't get over there.
These all illegal motherfuckers with no documentation, but they in the fucking airport. And what
Living in the airport. Me and you we can't go sleep. And me and you sleep we could sleep till our flight get there, but if we sleep too long, guess who coming to wake us up?
hey, you got to go to the airport closed. You know,
they about to walk you up out of there. But it's like they got a section for the legal. I know an invasion when I see an invasion, and I know how public service treat
what I
people.
tell what did I inbox you this morning? I said, hey, they flying the motherfuckers over here too.
Yep. No, they are bringing. That's and I don't know when you got in here, but I made sure that I pinpointed that they're getting people to agree to it by saying that, oh, Republicans are saying, oh, we're going to ship them back to the Democratic background, Camilla's house or Nancy Pelosi's yard, and then you have the Republicans saying, yeah, do it, and it's like you don't know where they're getting shipped off to it, but since you consenting to it, then you're
Okay.
agreeing that they can ship them off.
You basically signed the contract saying I agree to human trafficking.
Yep. That's it. That's all.
Fuck the Constitution and illegal aliens. You basically green lighting these motherfuckers. Okay, cool. Just do it. You accepted them with open arms by having that mindset.
Yep. And that's why it's like, no, people should be like, no, send them back. Why you send them to these districts? They be like, no, yeah, go do it. Ha ha ha. Show them what it's like. It's like, okay, so if y'all allow them to do that, they can keep on saying y'all gave them a narrative to go with. Okay, where y'all shipping these people off? Oh, we shipping them to Kamala Harris. Okay, so Kamala Harris and them are orchestrating. These are, and they're shipping them to the number one traffickers. I want to make sure we're clear on that. That know how to put them here, that know how to put them there. So you're sending them their inventory or their merchandise or
to the warehouse distribution center.
And they're shipping them wherever they got it. Like they're intentionally doing this, and then it's like they cry and say, "Well, the illegals are voting, and the illegals are y'all sending them to them." Like, come on, man.
Like they fronted the move a long time ago. But when was the first time y'all heard of Sanctuary City? Like, this how long this plan been in effect. They like, okay, we're going to have sanctuary cities. Like, they going to get fed and housed here. We're going to push them to these sanctuary cities. Oh, fuck that. Send them to the Democrats, to the sanctuary cities.
Yep.
Like, thank you. Thank you.
They had the Republicans saying that shit. Send them to the sanctuary. Like, you was agreeing to it. This was all agreements. Like, you never heard me say, oh, yeah, send them to the sanctuary. I know what the fuck it is. Y'all gonna compile them up there. Y'all start building. They start organizing, and then they disband, and you don't know where the fuck they at now, like a thief in the night. Like, and then they go back when they do their stuff. They go back to their sanctuary city. Like, you're not. It goes back into when we was kids. I know you played tag. Like you run and you had to hurry up and touch the stairs. Motherfucker barely get you. You like, I got it. Like you already got the step. Like. That's what we're playing right now. We're playing tag, and we're too grown to be playing tag. And that's what a sanctuary city is going to be for them, is for them to do bullshit and run right back there.
Put everything on the table. It's like these sanctuary cities and their gun laws are the worst in the fucking country, yet you pushing these illegal people here that's going to cause havoc, and you can't protect yourself, and they're taking all your resources. Like, everything's accounted for, and it's like, okay, we normally get this amount, but yet we got an influence of thousands of people. Your quantity gonna go down.
Yep.
Your assets are gonna go down. Now it's survival of the fittest.
Cost of living goes up. Everything goes down. Cost of living goes up. The
crime goes up. Taxes goes up.
Inflation to the top. It's like they are
destroying. Labor costs are going to go.
Yeah, they're destroying America right in front. Like we talked this morning, and I straight told you, I'm like, bruh, that shit is done. We're basically at we're watching the end of the movie. Like it's
the credit for the fucking roll.
Whatever you doing at your house is the only way that you can prep. This place is done. You never heard me come out and say this. This place is done. You can bring in Trump. You can bring in Eric Trump. You can bring in Don Jr. You can bring in whoever you want to bring in. This place is
over with.
Finished. Like the only thing is we can't say it because we don't want them folks knocking at our door. But
they trying to punish our ass. Hey, they trying to punish us like the finance board came out yesterday saying ain't no digital currency jumping off now. Fuck that. These motherfuckers finna suffer.
Yep. Like in this, we're not doom or gloom people. We just like to tell y'all the truth because a lot of people want to cater. They want to cater this mindset and keep people. Most of the players, and it's funny because you got to ask yourself where some of these pundits come from. Like a lot of people don't understand that most of the media, most of these players are assets, CIA assets, and everything else.
CIA assets.
Yeah, you know, you got to ask yourself where do these people come from, and why they all have a cookie cutter. It's like a cookie cutter image. It's like, you know, what they talk about is the same story. It's the cookie cutter. They don't go against this. It's the same blueprint. It's like kind of scripted, and it's like I don't understand why people, because you know in the black community we ask where the fuck this nigga come from. You already know that. Like we done did that ourselves. Like, where the fuck this?
Oh, it's the same act like how Barack just showed up out the fucking blue in Chicago. I'm like, I'm born and raised. I don't know that motherfucker. He's like, who is this cookie cutter crumble eat motherfucker right here?
Yeah. White people don't do that. They be like, yeah, he's wonderful. Look at this guy. He's fucking amazing. Like, y'all better y'all better start asking who the fuck these people are, because they like me watching, they're leading you guys into something that is not to prepare, is to keep you distracted, looking over here, looking over there. And it's like, you know, I see it and I'm like, y'all don't see this shit. But it's like you don't really get to see it because you're in it instead of looking from the outside in.
Yeah. You're gonna have a different mindset and a different logic when you look at it from the outside versus the inside. You're gonna have two different logic. Like when you in the fire versus how you gonna deal with a fire from outside. Like, okay, how I'm supposed to get to the middle of this fire to put it out versus how I'm gonna put this fire out and I'm in the middle of it. It's two different logics. So you gotta have that mindset when you look at it. That's why we always preach, put everything on the table.
Yeah, it don't matter good and bad. Keep it on the table. Even stuff that make us. It's a lot of stuff we want to talk about, but if it doesn't make sense, then it's just, you know, something that me and you have a personal conversation about. That's it. But yeah, it's. I've been in the inside of that circle, even in the Republican Party, and all the pundits that we talking about, they looked at. I done met with them twice. They all sitting back like, who this nigga? Like, even the black ones like,
who let the GDs in the door?
Man, I was like, it was like they all just sat back, was looking like, who, like, it was no secret. They just all sat back like, y'all let this, and they gave me, you remember we talked, I was like, they told me to clean up my, you know, my act and do this. I'm like, we can do stuff with you. Like, what you want to do with me that I'm not doing right now? But you want me to clean up what?
Clean up the act. You got to have a certain criteria to fit our party.
Yeah, and they wanted me to, and that goes back into what I just said. They have a script. They have a script that they have to push. They don't like us doing no double dutching and red pilling and connecting the dots and throwing pancakes out. They want you to. This is what we want you to talk about. That's your duty for the week.
This script, this theater. Stay on focus. No, you gonna fuck up the money. Like we said, both parties are you gotta have a good and bad, but they all come from the same womb.
What up, Pro? But nah, we just want folks to not to get duped this time. You know, and my message that I want to be strong with is prep and get to know your neighbors. Find out who your neighbors is. Like, throw all that other stuff out. Like that whole, you know, I'm independent. I don't like that tough shit. Find out who's living next door to you.
You need assets. You need assets. You need some trust and assets for what's to come.
Yep. Like, find out who lives next door to you. And Tavi, I'm not talking about you with the neighbors upstairs. Find out. Tommy got some neighbors that be doing the percolator all night.
She ain't gonna never get her sleep.
Right. Like, but find out who your neighbors is. Like, seriously, because you don't need to be divided with people that you stay next door with.
Well,
Y'all.
you can't combat what's going on being independent, trying to be a hero. You it's always strength in numbers, and y'all we just broke down who we dealing with. They got A to Z covered.
Yeah. No,
The only-
it's yeah.
It's only one way to defeat them, and it got to be unity. Other than that, it's a wrap.
Yeah, and Biden already told y'all, y'all think that he old and see now. Biden told y'all them guns that y'all got ain't gonna do nothing to these jets, baby. That he already
He's
told
right.
you.
He's
He
right.
already told you.
He's like,
He was
motherfuckers,
supposed,
hey,
and why did nobody impeach him? Why didn't the government impeach? You got the commander in
that's a
chief.
threat. That's a threat to the U.S. citizens.
Yeah, like you got the commander in chief telling citizens that we'll tear y'all up, like, because you want to exercise your 2A. Didn't nobody impeach him, Republicans or Democrats. This is why I'm telling you, like, that's impeachable. Like, let Trump would have came out and said, Black Lives Matter, we got some jets for y'all. Man, they would have dragged.
And he still be getting dragged.
And that would have been the biggest impeachment you ever, like, he would have got impeached that week. He would have been up. That would have got him up out the door. That right there would have.
Hey, Republicans and Democrats would have voted. Yep, he got the fucking go.
Yeah, he should never said that. That's where we draw the line. Like, they would have had morals. Their moral compass would have been on point. Like, yeah, I'm with his party, and then it's people before a part. They would have had all types of things they would have drug out.
Hey, they still be having hearings. It's the longest hearing in U.S. history. They would still been on his ass.
Yeah, like, so that's why I'm telling folks, like, I know I got my favorite politicians I like. I like Jim Jordan going in there and slam dunking on folks yesterday. But I know what it's for. It's like, okay, let's
It's for
see,
the
let's
show.
see, let's see if we're right. Let's see if we're right about something. Let's see, as far as, and we be right. For us to be sitting in the car, I'm sitting at the table. Normally, I'm in the car. How can we be right? We ain't got no intel.
We got the basic of the basics. We got to stick in some matches. That's it, and we can light a flame.
Go.
Uh oh.
I'll do it. Sponsored by Bomb Pops. I'm about to get these sponsorships jumping. Hey, go get y'all some Bomb Pops. Tag Bomb Pops. We about to get some sponsorship.
Hey, we need that Call of Duty sponsorship. Fuck that.
You said what happened?
We need that Call of Duty sponsorship.
Hey, that we probably could get it though if we package something. Yeah, I'm surrounded by like-minded folks. You lucky. You lucky that you're surrounded by like-minded people, because nowadays everybody look at their neighbor as their enemy. And I'm like, nah, y'all got it.
Hey, he got a good hand dealt right there. Because, the last couple 6 to 8 months, I've been telling people it's a bunch of immortal motherfuckers walking around here. Like, this shit don't bother them. They don't speak on it. They act like it ain't a problem. They pushing the alphabet people, inflation, immigrants. I'm like, this shit don't bother y'all.
They gotta keep us fighting. And what up, Sid? They gotta keep us fighting each other. So all these things that we're fighting, ask yourself, is it really worth it? Or are you being used as a pawn? If you're on one side of the fence, is it worth fighting for something that you're being used as a pawn for? And we're not focusing on the government. We're fighting over. They got us fighting over the smallest and moral things. We're fighting over moral things. We're fighting over the smallest thing, but we're not paying attention
to the government. Fish.
And it's crazy because who posted that? I watched the post today, and it was one of the head people from the DNC. It was a black dude from the DNC. It was a lady in there speaking to it. The lady was a black woman that's a Democrat that voted for Joe Biden. She was in there. I've never seen nobody get sliced up in 30 seconds that way. Like, I don't know if anybody's seen that in there. If y'all seen the clip, say something in the comment. But this black woman, which she voted for Joe, you know, she went in there and sliced. I said she's not. Pro said Auntie went in. She went in there and hit him with the Zorro. He was like, "Oh shit, I wasn't prepared." He was prepared to deal with the black folks that's just gonna
the
do
program.
the robot. And man, she came in there with that Zorro sword and hit the Z on him. He didn't know what to do. Like he lashed out at her.
When you see that right there, when it's an in-house fight, just know they finna roll out. They finna roll out somebody else. When it's an in-house fight and they ain't all on the same accord, they finna roll out somebody else.
Yeah, nah, it's
she won't win re-election. She won't win re-election.
Nah. It's what's going on now is I was happy with that because you know and I know that you know in the black community who has the voice? The black woman has the voice.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever sees that, no matter if they fuck with Biden or they gonna be like that late. When I say she was cooking, I don't know if you can see the comments, but she was cooking. And she did it so fast. They didn't give her time where we sitting down, we going back and forth. She had to hurry up and say it because they kept cutting her off. Yeah, so this was just straight passion. It wasn't like, oh, I'm about to hit you with this, I'm about to hit you with this, I'm about to set you. It was just you got 30 seconds, hurry up and say what you got to say before they walk you up out of here. And she like, I need to find that video so I can start sharing it. So Pro, if you got it, let me know, tag me to it on Facebook, whatever you got to do, or put it on your page and I'll share it. But that's the only way because our women are going to, you know, listen to our women, like period. Like when it comes to that, that's their biggest, their biggest ally.
Yeah, I hope the community adopts her like they did Maxine Waters. Yeah, I can't.
They ain't gonna do it. That lady, she was cooking like she straight said, you know, she went in on Joe. She went in on Joe. She went in on the black leaders of the and she's Democrat. She wants to vote Democrat again. Don't think that she's red pilled. I liked it because it was somebody that it wasn't a red pill situation for her. It was a reality check for her. So this was coming from a sense of reality than more of a sense of, you know, she watched me or you or she spreading some stuff on Facebook. It was like
you know what it is. It's called compassion, and it's a missed thing in society right now. When you see somebody that got that compassion, that fucking cares, and they voice their opinion on it, you know.
Right. That's exactly what it was, and I'm like, I watched it. I said, yeah, this if this message keep going like this, it's about to get out of control. You know, do I believe that blacks should lead the Democratic Party? Yeah. Like, you know, but I believe that we should focus on our own party. But who's going to run that when everybody's really Democratic minded? So that's even, you know, as far as what you going to have a black Democrat party and you're going to do the same thing with black. Like, so we still got, you know, a long ways to go. So that's why I just try to tell people, like, I don't think that this system is going to sustain. I don't see, you know, and you know, me and you, like I said, let's be grown about it. We've been everything that we're seeing right now. This is not arrogance. We've been saying this shit for over 10 years.
Yeah.
We've been saying this for over 10 years, like the same shit. Everything that you seeing, adding up. Like we're not that. We come on, like. If we knew what we knew, we'd go play the lotto. We'll kill, you know, DraftKings. We'll be doing DraftKings every day.
I'm a capper.
Like this place is done. Like, you know, it's the folks that they're gonna focus on now are the Patriots, are the so-called Patriots, whatever they want to label themselves. They coming for y'all so they can finish their job. That's it. And once they finish that, then they got a whole land of people that don't care about what they're going to do next or what they're going to uphold or what's going to protect
them. They got 80% sheep. They like That's why they got control and power globally. They got
Yep.
80% sheep, and they was like, the resistance shit, we ain't too much worried about them. All we got to do is just take their guns and they defeat it. It's the
Yeah.
landslide.
Yep. One like when you seeing this gun talk, that lets, and I know they talked about it in the 80s, the 90s. That was just introduced. This gun talk that you're seeing now is to finish the job, get the job done, finish the
And,
job.
and you know they gonna have a fight federally, but they, like we said, they're brilliant, smart motherfuckers. So they was like, we don't have to take all their guns. We just gonna win these governor races, and we'll do it one at a time, state by state. And that's what
Yeah,
they've been doing.
yeah. No, they, and I know a lot of folks, is like, oh yeah, like it should be nobody talking tough. Like it's like when I be seeing that tough talk, like nah, this is what y'all supposed to be doing when the election got stolen. Nah, this is what you're supposed to do when January 6th happened. Nah, this is what you're supposed to do when this like that. Like, what are you waiting for them to finally be at your door? It's too late
Nah,
then.
no.
One,
January 6th should have been every day since the election. I'm just gonna put it out there. It should have been every day, and everybody that got locked up, that same pressure should be applied at the jailhouse, at the courthouse. Like, hey, let them motherfuckers out.
yep, yep, facts. So that's why I'm like, once they at your door, it's already. You think they coming half-assing? They already prepped. Like, I don't think people understand, and I'm gonna say this. I've been to riots that was like, as far as Ferguson, Baltimore, they have things that some people are you not ready for. I'm telling, they got toys that they itching to bring the fuck out, and I'm like, y'all better be careful what you asking for. Like that thing is a different monster. I'm telling you, and that was on a small ship. That was on a small stage. Like, imagine if it's like, the nation is going. I think they're gonna let us fight though. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't think they're gonna come in and stop nothing. I think they're gonna
Yeah, that that's part of it. To usher in, the fucking the
the
white hats
UN.
and blue hats and the
Yeah,
UN. So yeah,
yeah. They're gonna let us. Basically, we gonna genocide ourselves. That's basically That's what's gonna happen. And that's why
that, and
you.
it's another level to weeding out the Patriots. They like, oh, they fight them Patriots. So okay, there go a
Yeah.
group of them right there. Now we can gather intel and focus on these small fires and dealing. Once they put that fire out, it's over with.
Yep. And I just want to tell people how this works. So the government will go to the other side, to the Dems and everything else, and people that you don't like or don't desire or have disagreements with, and they're going to train them. Because one story that I always tell people, when we was in Ferguson, this old white man came out the blue, and he was like, "Y'all you want to know how to make a Molotov cocktail?" I just looked at him and kept on walking because I was like, "That's."
Yeah,
But
I
guess
don't
who?
know you.
But guess who didn't stop walking? A whole bunch of people didn't stop walking, and they sat back, and he was showing them whatever fuck. I didn't stick around, but they're gonna train these folks to. They're already getting trained. I want people to understand this. We're not even talking about the immigrants right now. I believe
Man, shit.
the immigrants are already trained. Those are
They
trained.
already trained. They protest different than we do.
Those are, you watch it and take this to the bank. You can delete me, you can block me, you can do whatever, unfriend me, whatever. You looking at some frail people, but those are some stone cold killers. When you looking at them, they got on a little shirt, they dirty and looking. Those are some stone cold. You can. I'm telling you, I've seen. It's the people that look a certain way that's gonna fool you. The ones that look tough and everything else, those don't be the tough ones. It's the
That
it's
little
the one.
skinny motherfucker with that over big Chicago Bulls 1993 championship shirt gonna
Yep.
be the rowdiest motherfucker in the party.
Yep, they train. They are trained to go. So that's why I never push that image. I see a lot of and I'm gonna be honest, our white brothers, pushing this. Oh yeah, we gonna do that. Like, you don't think that they prepping these same people the same way that you prep? Yeah, they.
People don't understand guerrilla warfare. It's a different type of fight. It's
Yeah.
a different fight. It ain't are we in the woods and I'm sitting with a sniper rifle. When
Nah.
you in the trenches and
Yeah.
you fight, that's why America got their ass kicked when they went overseas and tried to fight guerrilla warfare with a third world country and got your ass handed to you. It's a different type of fight.
Yeah.
It's hard
It's
to train that way.
every fight that you've seen, and this is crazy because I've never been in the military, but I've been smart enough to pay attention. They don't go in there and handle things by themselves. You always see them getting trained or getting tips from that local state.
They they flip somebody, and
Yeah.
that's their intel.
Yep.
They
They
always
don't
have
they
somebody
don't they
because
never
you don't
go in
speak
there
the
by themselves.
language. You
They
don't
never
speak the language.
Yep, they never go in there by themselves. It's just they have somebody that's in house that show them this, show them that, and show them like they can't go in there and do it. Like and
Like
it's always
you,
been the weakness.
you couldn't combat a fucking IED.
Yep.
It's
And
the simplest fucking thing, and they was whooping ass with IEDs. Like, okay, we
yep,
can't fight your army head up, but guerrilla warfare style, y'all got to come to us. We
yeah, I
not
got
coming to
yep,
y'all.
yep.
So we
Nah,
know y'all coming. So we finna lay some shit down for you.
so I got you here. This was an old conversation I had, and I was at it was I can't say the word because you remember they started banning, but the movement with the letter on there.
Yeah.
The movement. So I like open conversation because I don't get butt hurt about, because you can't say certain things, that's nah. If we gonna talk black and white, let's talk. Like as long as you ain't calling me no slurs or no shit like that, we good. But if we're gonna, I'm smart enough where I can talk back and forth and not get offended. So that's like, some people they don't want to hear nothing that's gonna offend them. But we were speaking about, because I was like, y'all think that y'all can go in the black community and tear that thing down? You won't. You can't. You don't even know the lingo to be around there. They can tell you 100 ways that they about to do something to you, and you won't know it because you don't know the slang.
You
That
gonna have the
goes back.
intel.
That goes back into them going to other countries and not understand. I can and I start. They're like, oh, English is English. I start talking and they couldn't grab. I was like, dude, I just told you right now that I will do something to you. You didn't even know it. Like they don't know the lingo of nothing, and I'm like, you can use old phrases of everything, and it's like y'all don't know the lingo of green light. It's like you got green back door. They don't even know what a back door is.
Oh, to the backyard. Like, okay, motherfucker.
So that I was telling them that it's a difference between and because they was beating their chest. I said, man, them kids got better guns than we do. Like them kids.
Like you see the tactic every day. If you live in any city, you see the tactic. Carjacking tactics has changed. They rolling as a fucking tactical fucking team now.
A team.
A tactical team. I,
They
I
got
can
they.
I can load plenty of videos of tactical movement on carjacking. They come in
Mhm.
2 cars, they box your ass in, it's 8 guns pointed at you.
Yep, and they all got switches.
Yeah. You a big bad
They
motherfucker. Who
they
finna
full
win that
they
fight?
fully automatic. Like they're not out there pow pow pow. They so this is how and it's not glorifying anything. I'm telling them that these kids I'm in the community. I know these kids got better. I done open carry and motherfucker like that's nice, but look at this. They got the same thing I got with
With
a
a
switch
fucking
on it.
extendo.
With a switch. I'm like,
You,
ooh, that's
yeah, you got 15, but hey, I got 30 and they gone in 2.2 seconds.
these like they have weapons is what I was getting at, and I was like, don't. And I told them, let's not even talk about fight. Why you want to fight people that's in the black community? We should be focusing on. I can't say who they be at the door, but I'm like, they got you focusing on a group of people. Is
Mm-hmm.
where we're messing up at. Like you want to go fuck them up. Not the this is your mindset. Like they got you where you think your enemy look like this.
Mm-hmm.
That's not your enemy. It's the people that got on the suits and everything, that's your enemy. So
The
I was
motherfucker
getting
that ride past your neighborhood in a nice car with the suit on, that go all the way downtown and make them big boy decisions, the fucking fuck your community up. Yeah,
yeah,
that was your motherfucking enemy.
yeah, and it's vice versa. So that's why, as far as I know, me and you, we talked before we start dealing, making these videos and everything else, and it was like, okay, do we sit back and be, dumb and just not try to bridge this gap or bridge communities?
We might as well
That
not did it if that was the case.
it makes no everything if we didn't do it, everything else was for show. Everything else is for show, likes, trendy shit.
And,
Like you take
and
what you learn and you build a bigger bridge. That's
right,
what you're supposed to do.
and when we first started this journey, I told you we the conduit. We the conduit to bridge the gap. Ain't nobody else doing it, and we had to take many steps back and put everything on the table. Like, hold on, we can't keep going that way. We sink the trap. We
Right.
sink we sink the invasion. We like,
Yeah.
nah, we can't go that way. Like, it's a dead end. So we took some steps back and became the conduit to two different worlds.
Yep.
And like you said, uncomfortable conversation is the key to the two different worlds. You gotta have them. So there's
You
both
got to have them on
understanding and
both
logic.
sides.
Yep.
Both sides got to have them. And like I told you just earlier, like I talk to white folks and I let them let's talk, but you're not gonna call me no. We can use other language, but you can tell me how you feel. And if we can do that, like I said, I'm smart enough to explain this to folks what's going on. I'm smart enough to show how this is connected to this, and this is connected. And I know how to show them how they next too. I know how to show. I know how to show them that you're going to be next, and that's the part that is.
Yeah. And we can go even further. Before January 6th got here, we told them the tactic. We told them the move. We told them the agency. We told them everything. Like, this how they finna implement y'all and get y'all in the shit show.
Yep. No, and that shit came, and that's why I always would tell people, whenever I was at these places that was rioting and stuff burning and stuff, it was always a particular person doing it. And it's like, it sounds crazy because, they get on the defense when you say it was a white dude that did it. It's like a white person gonna be like, oh no. It's like every last time whenever it was I smell smoke. It was
like it's not hard when you in the community and you see the same people at the same gathering collecting intel, and now they got a front person that's the ring fucking leader. You like, just sit back. Don't be in the mix of it. Just play the outskirts. And when you play the outskirts, you see every moving part.
Yeah, and I'm gonna take it a step further. Before we even knew about the Antifas and the Ukrainians, and they was already. I told people the National Guard; those were the Slavic Ukrainians, and they. I've been told. I'm on record before all this. I'm explaining this live. Before all this even came up, I'm explaining.
And then you had conversations about the tie burning.
Yeah, So it's like they already infiltrated the National Guard. Those are not the Timmys, the Jacobs, the Johns, the Pauls. They're so you had that aspect at these riots or protests or whatever or civil unrest, and then you had Antifa that didn't have a name yet. They didn't have it. Was the same people that you see now on they was there already. They just didn't have a title. And this is what we was fighting. We was fighting against, and this gonna sound harsh to a lot. We was in, as far as when I met Darren and got cool with him and everything else, we was like, y'all not, we in the hood. What y'all, who are y'all? Like, so
y'all ain't from around here.
They accepted me because I went and broke bread and did the, hey, I'm here from here. I checked in. You know how they say check in? I checked in. And it's like, so they embraced me there, but they was like, no, this is, y'all gonna do this and y'all gonna go home. So this is what white folks don't understand is they like, the people that's in that community, like, y'all gonna tear up our shit and y'all gonna go back to y'all nice homes and do this and we gotta fucking stay. They don't hear that part.
We gotta stay here.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you guys are burning up your own community. They're not, the people in the community not burning up their own community. Not their mom and pops and this restaurant be here for 30 years. They're not doing that to Stables. As far as I think that was Barbershop. You remember the dude was trying to burn the thing and said was like, no, like it's like they're not burning up stuff that's been Stables. But I mentioned that because they already had the National Guard there, and those were Slavic dudes. Those. I was hoping to talk to some Timmys. I was talking to the motherfucker. I must break you. I'm like,
get out my face.
Yeah, they and people think that they won't pop. Those folks do not view us as brothers. They
fucking hate you. Hate you.
They was there to put down some motherfuckers. They was ready to put down some folks. So that's why I try to tell people, like, this is not your granddaddy's army. This is not your granddaddy's military. It's really I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. Every day I go to the gym, there's about 30 to 40 people from the military there. Guess what? Those are not the military people that me and you used to seeing. These are the military is done. I'm gonna let y'all know.
Brought that up, bro. I'm glad you brought that up. When last time I looked into the military, it was a bunch of fucking Mexicans, and I'm like, no knock against Mexicans, but I'm like, this ain't the criteria I was brought up in when I was in the military. I'm like, it wasn't none of this shit.
I'm talking about it's done from a physical. These like I'm up in there.
They ain't built like, bro. No, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up. I want to take it a step further. The hard knock America that we brought up in, the big moms and the granddaddies, that shit dead. The mental aspect of it in these times, we weaker than a fucking saltine cracker.
Yep. I'm telling you this from me and they're working out with them. Like, you see the older men that's been in the military outdoing the people that's at their peak in their prime.
In their fucking prime.
And I ain't been to the military, but I'm in there burping the fuck. I'm doing military workouts, and I'm like, they sitting there like it's like cute to them. Like they doing cute, like
they got water weights. They got fucking water weights.
What are y'all trying? Do y'all even? I think I can go to the military right now and enlist. From what I'm seeing, like it's exemptions to boot camp. It's all types. They don't even go through the same shit that y'all went through. Like, it's exemptions. I got a sheet that I don't. I can't do this. I got a doctor's note that's saying I can't do this. Like, they're not even going through the same renderous tactics to break you down. You can't yell at them a certain way. People mentally feeble. I'm not saying that old way was right, but evidently it was right because I seen more.
These motherfuckers got timeout cards. Oh, it's too much on my mental. I could take a mental day off.
Nah, they used to wake y'all up. Get your ass.
Hey, you got 3 fucking drill instructors. One got a garbage can, the other one got a garbage can with a stick banging that bitch. The other one throw the fucking garbage can in the middle of the fucking squad bay. Get the fuck up, and they just going crazy. Them motherfuckers tap you on the shoulder now. It's time
JR said it got soft and with question marks. Soft ain't even a word. Put a capital T. Soft. It got like that. Like I'm telling you, as a man that never been to the military, I can go enlist right now and be in high rank. Like I'm not even exaggerating. Like if we're going off of physical activities, drill, boot camp, I'll go in there and run circles around them. And it's like I'm telling you this because I work out with these kids and these young adults. I work out with them. I see them all the time. I see, like, this is they go in there, they got their uniforms on, and then they dress out, as far as put on their gym. And it's a bunch of them. And it's like I'm trying not to be too derogatory as far as talk down on somebody. they're not built the way that the military that you would believe a military. Like let's say the kids. I watched the Russian. I watched the Ukraine and Russia situation. I look at the Russian soldiers. Those are
They built.
soldiers.
They built. They they
Those,
they they built different.
yep, those are soldiers. The ones that we look that are so. When have you seen a soldier look like a soldier? The way that you should like. A lot of people think that I was in the military on how the way I conduct myself. It was a certain walk that you would see. It was a certain stance. It was a certain body language that you would
Broad,
see.
broad shoulders, 2 to the front, 3 to the rear walk stance. You like,
You
okay,
don't see that no more. It's like you see a person like this, and it's like you better. Yeah, I've been in military. This is this. What's it?
you
They
like, what
just
the
paying
fuck?
for school. They paying for operations. They getting a Camaro. They getting the
Look,
Hellcat. Like
yeah, I joined to get a scat pack.
it's crazy, and it's like I'm saying this from a man that's not even. You know how you have people that's been programmed by the military. I'm not even programmed by the military. Never been in the military, but I'm telling you that that's not the same recipe. So I'm like,
It's
is this who
different.
about to be fighting for
And
us?
you know, it's some cats that that joined when I joined. We was in boot camp together, and they stayed in, and they was just like, bro, I can't take it no more. This shit weak. They retiring like I'm done with my service. He was like, in order to get ranked now, you got to be a pussy. You got to be pussyfied. And they was just like, no, we done. I just can't take this new age military. So
Yeah, they
they
ran them
getting
out on
out.
purpose. They
Yeah.
ran most of the alphas. They ran them out on purpose. And it sounds crazy that you ran off an alpha, but it's like, nah, they know when they about to be pushed out. So it's like it's. I'm telling you this from a gym aspect that the soldiers that's at the gym with me, and I'm 41. These kids is in their peak prime, and you would think, nah, it's no, it's if we're going off the military protecting us, good luck. Like I'm gonna tell you this, may the force be with you. Good luck.
And that that style of military is gone now because they don't fight those type of wars no more. It's
Right.
basically proxy wars, and hey, we ain't finna ground pound you. We just gonna fucking drone you to fucking death
Yep.
and bomb you to fucking death. That's war now. It ain't we gonna ground pound. That's why this Ukraine and Russia war is different. It's bloody.
Yep.
It's real bloody. Like even though we was 20 years in fucking Afghanistan, and it probably had those last 10% of those alpha males fought it out in Fallujah. But other than that, it wasn't really no real banging going on over there.
Nah. Nope. And they was recycling the old soldiers from Desert Storm and everything else to go back over there and get deployed. They was those are old soldiers. You wasn't seeing no young soldiers in Afghanistan. They was oh, I got the call, baby. I gotta go. Like damn, like it was a lot of wives. Like damn, you've been doing this your whole life. You can't. Nah, they didn't call. They didn't call me. I got to go get deployed. And it's like they were using the older people that had that training of being in the Desert Storms and being in that time period. They would come on, and it's like, how old is? I was asking, how old? Man, they don't. Once you in there, they don't care how old you is. They sending you out there. You speed up. Your phone ringing, so I can't hear you.
My phone like that. Hey, I'll come right back.
But my bad. Yeah, it's by design. Reading the comments now. See, Keely said there's more foreign people in military. Yeah, it's they have it where all this is by design, like Gwen said, as far as the inside out. That's how they're gonna destroy everything from the inside out. And when I tell you that these soldiers are not the soldiers that you know about, I'm not exaggerating. Now, is every last one of them? Yeah, it's gonna be still some strong men in there, but as far as you never came across men that was in the military that was weak. I haven't seen it. I've never seen it to the last probably 12 years, 12, 15 years. Um, as far as having, this concept of weakness as far as with our soldiers. Like, hold on. No, I don't want to end it. Okay, cool. So the reason why I keep telling you to protect yourself and get ready is you're going to be the only person that can control or protect yourself. The army is not going to be able to do it. They're not going to be able to do it. The military is not going to be able to do it. I don't care what you say. They're not going to be able to do it. Even when we get so-called invasion, which I believe is going to happen, there's going to be other forces that come in. It's not going to be, as far as our military doing it. Do I believe the National Guard is going to be? Yeah, the National Guard are going to be helping with that because you got to realize um, I'm for the betterment of people, no matter what your race is, no matter where you're from. But they infiltrated. You got to realize it's an infiltration on purpose. So those people don't view me and you as as people when it's time to. They got a job to do. This is what they came over here for. This is where they got their freedom. You got to realize these people are getting freedom from their country, but getting freedom from our country to be here. So they're going to serve this country with the most up high respect that they can because they're actually getting something that's called freedom. When you black and white here and you've been here your whole life, that's not freedom. That's something that we've been used to. We say it's freedom, but when you bring in people over there that know what that is, this is freedom to them. So they're not going to jeopardize going back there by not doing their job. So they infiltrated in so many ways, weaken our military, made them they forced them, and most of the people that that's solid got the boot. Y'all remember they got discharged if they didn't take that. Y'all remember that? So ask yourself what's actually going on. Look at 50s training or average PE classes in the 50s compared to now. I still do those. I still do those workouts. It's funny because people like, how you do this? How you doing? I'm doing old stuff that y'all seen me last night. Like I ain't never did that the whole day of my life. Like as far as that move, but it's they train different. They train different. They're not training for strength. They're not doing certain things. They just letting folks enter the army, and you go out and get a contract job, and that's about it. Well, you don't have to depend on me. I try to give you things that you can. I appreciate you though, but I try to give you things where you can look for yourself. I knew this in 1999. What was coming? We had to do a briefing, and we had to answer a litmus test. The training document commander ordered all units to undergo the new domestic. Yeah, like you, the only person that's gonna save you. That's what this comes down to. The invasion that I wanted to speak about before I get up out of here um, is they're bringing in nothing but refugees. King C is a Keeley on Facebook, my brother. All right, so I'm gonna say something to y'all, and I'll let him if I'm lying. And we got I think Matt is in here. We got people from where I'm from. When we was in middle school, sixth grade, Hillary Clinton and them brought in the Bosnians. Let me see if he remember. If he up in here, let me see if he remember that before I keep going. I want y'all to see something in the comments. They brought. We was in the sixth grade. I'm gonna show you something that's gonna tie into what we're watching today. We in the 6th grade. I'm 41. We was in the 6th grade. If he in there, which he was, but he moving around, put yes or no. I'm gonna wait another 10 seconds. Then I'll get to it. All right, he's taking too long. So in 6th grade, they brought in refugees from Bosnia. If you remember, the Bosnian had the war over there. They was fighting back and forth. So what they did, they brought thousands of Bosnians and put them smack in our community. I want to make sure we clear. They got thousands of Bosnians, picked them up and threw them smack in the middle of our community. So these kids that we were going with, I'm not gonna drag this on too long. They put them smack in our community. You know, we was having fights back and forth, whatever case be, fist fights, whatever case be, different culture things, whatever case be. We teasing them because they smell a certain way, whatever the case be. Do y'all know in middle school, the kids that we was fighting, going back and forth with, do you know they had already been to war? They was already fucking killers. They put killers in front of gang members and gang members in front of killers, and like they were already killers as kids. This is why I tell you, like, a lot of these men that y'all, you know, because they showing them looking, that whole propaganda of them looking weak and feeble, that's tricking y'all. Mentally, that's fucking tricking. I'm letting you know because we grew up in this shit. That's mentally fucking tricking y'all that you believe, like, they're, killers. I'm telling you this. They come from it's a different cloth that they from. They're bringing them in by the thousands. They're bringing in shit. I want to say by the millions. I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you, by the millions. They was already killers, already killers. So now that he just put his hand up, I want to show you something else. So they brought in the Bosnians, don't stay in our community. That was in 6th grade. 7th, 8th grade. So the Bosnians already coming. They coming. They keep 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 coming. They ain't just bring a little bit and then stop. They just kept on coming. And then they ushered in the Mexican community. I know he remember that. We was in about 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade. So 6th grade, they brought in the Bosnians. 7th, 8th grade, they brought in the Mexicans and threw them smack in our community. I want to make sure that we clear on something. Doing smack in our community. Different culture. The Mexicans that they brought in, they was already gang banging and killing folks. We got it. I want to make sure we clear. They had already brought. They didn't bring when Trump said they didn't bring in their finest. I understood exactly what the fuck that meant. I didn't. They're not giving us their finest. We had the kids that they were sending to our school was already gangbanging. Full-fledged. At that time period, we were gangs in Iowa, but we didn't have the initiation. I want to make sure we're clear on what I'm talking about. The initiation to get into the Mexican gangs that they were in. Do y'all want to know it? Could anybody write what the initiation is? I want to make sure we're going back. We're not talking about no. We're going back. 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, middle school to high school. You want to know what their initiation was? We was gang banging, but it wasn't. Nah, that was Boys and Girl Scouts compared to them. Where the hell is this? Santa Fe. Inbox me. Inbox me. Or write on my wall so I get a notification. That's what you do. Right on the status, right on the wall. I'm not good with years. If I'm 41, I was in 6th, 7th, 8th grade. Whatever that is. I'm not when it comes to years and people like, oh, it was 19. Mm-mm. I can tell you if you want to do the simple math, I'm 41 today. 6th, 7th, 8th grade, whatever age that was, carry the 4, multiply that by 2, um, divide that by pi, and there you have it. But no, Shy, hit me up. Um, just write, like I said, if you can go right and I get a notification, you can just put the cow jumped over the moon, and I get the notification. So with that situation, we was dealing with people that was more advanced at guerrilla warfare and actually knocking off folks at that time period. So that's why I'm telling folks, don't be surprised. Like everybody that we getting from Bosnia, Croatia. You remember they brought the Croatians in? They was at war. They, like you got to realize these people are already been to war. They already been, you know, weapons. Little weapons is what they call them. They already been little weapons. The Syrian refugees, um, the Ukrainian refugees. They brought them. They were bringing them in under the Obama administration, and still bringing them in till today. So all these things are basically infiltrating the Middle East. Bringing in the Al Qaeda, ISIS. Like I said, those are gangs. Those are branches. Those are gangs. Are they funded by the government? Yeah, they're funded by our government, but those are gangs. They're bringing them in up north. Have y'all noticed you ain't really been hearing nothing about the north border? So that goes back into the invasion. The northern border is where they're bringing in the more Middle Eastern Arabic terrorist organizations. I want to make sure we're clear on that. And those districts of Michigan, the districts of Michigan, the districts of not Oregon, Ohio, Milwaukee, like those are what they're taking over up there. Then you have the Somalis, the Somali and the Ethiopians, the Eritreans, they're taking over as well in those same places, but they're mainly in Minnesota, Illinois. A lot of them going to Minnesota, Illinois, and Missouri. They're getting their reasons of. I'm telling you, they're getting their reasons, and they're going to greenlight us. Me, I don't push doom and gloom, and I love folks for folks, but I'm saying as far as do you attack every last one of them? No, you don't. But I'm saying as far as they're using these people for the idea of opportunity, the idea of freedom, and they don't want to lose that. That's what you got to realize. Like, what, Shaka? I hear what you're saying, but why should I believe anything you talk? The idea of freedom is what you do. This, you can bring your family here. Y'all can leave back what y'all left, and start a new life. That's what they're promised. That's what they're getting. That's what they're getting.
My bad, bro.
Oh, you good?
What you got going on?
Speaking about shit, as far as how they infiltrated where I'm from, Waterloo, Iowa, where they brought in the Bosnians, the Croatians, um, the Mexicans, and they dropped them, plopped them in our community. And we was in 6th, 7th, 8th grade, and then high school, not knowing. We knew, but we didn't. A lot of us didn't know that they was killers. They was already like they had already been to
So,
war. They had already did at that age.
yeah, and a lot of people gotta do your research and look into the history of these places that these people are from. And a lot of those countries been fighting the last 20 years. So they was born into war, and they get that title refugee, but those are fucking. They've been fucking shooting AKs since they was 3, 4 years old. They stone cold killers.
Yep. Your cousin said, "What up?"
Who that? Fat Mac.
Nah, Shy Vegas.
What up, cuz?
Yeah. So, but no, I think, and I was telling them, don't be mentally tricked by those videos that they showing where they look weak and look feeble. I said that's to make sure that you keep your guard down, and you become arrogant. Those folks.
And another thing, their tactic of fight for their freedom versus ours are two different worlds. Two different worlds. Like they'll go to war with their government with fucking rocks.
Right. We ain't
Versus,
going
we ain't
nowhere.
we ain't put a fingertip on shit.
We putting stickers on our bumpers.
And you see some videos they throwing fucking boulders at fucking tanks. But hey, they attempting. They're trying.
Yeah.
We
Knowing
ain't
that, and they're not just throwing them. I want to make sure we're clear. They're not just throwing them at tank. Those tanks are actually trying to knock them off. Like
they knocking whole fucking buildings down.
Yeah, they trying to knock them off. They ain't just riding through and they just throwing rocks at it and then being that's the only way that they know how to fight back. And it's like they're really going to a you know how you said don't bring a knife to a gun. They really going to a gunfight with a rock. Not
but
even a knife.
they gonna die fighting.
Yeah,
it's an honorable fight.
Yeah, they taught us to be, and that's why I said they taught us to be more docile. And I know I crack jokes and I tell white folks to, hey, y'all need to tap into that Viking. You remember last time we was on? I said y'all need to go back and be y'all need to go back and be Vikings. As far as this shit that they got y'all where y'all just don't tread on me and that's it. Like you got to do more than that. And they'll
stop it with that. Like y'all, you're not built like that. Ain't that type of era.
Nah, it ain't. All the stuff that's been going on. That's why I said, we're gonna wait till they hit. And yes, I gotta include myself, but it's like they already defeated us as black men, as far as like with the government. They already defeated us. They already defeated our community. We're defeated. Most people are not gonna come out and tell you that.
We've been checkmated. Shit, after the fucking 70s, let's check motherfucking mate.
Yep. And they just checkmated the white patriots with the January 6th. That was their checkmate. That was their first real checkmate. And I was just like, y'all don't know what y'all watching?
Hey, and them dudes, the last hurrah y'all had was them cats in Michigan that was gonna get busy on the governor. That was the last hurrah. That's when they took their house.
They set them up though. They wasn't gonna do it. They set them and I still support you on the last hurrah, but they set those dudes up.
Oh, dog. Hey, they was infiltrated before they even got started.
Yeah, they set them up. So it's like that's why we've been telling, I know me and you, your history, I know mine. Like when we always talk about the Black Panthers. Me and you never swayed away from that. As far as we talking about the original Black Panthers. Like we never swayed. Like they had to infiltrate. That's what COINTELPRO is. Where do you think they get all these tricks and trades from?
We've been preaching to y'all. The tactic they gonna use on y'all been in our communities from the beginning.
Same master.
FBI was created for our asses. Now they perfected that motherfucker and they use it globally.
Yep. No, and that's what as far as we have these talks. These are talks. These are not beat downs. I want to make sure we're clear because a lot of people they inbox me like I don't.
This is history. It ain't.
No, I'm talking about, I get inboxes from people talking about I support what you're doing, but I don't like the way that you. This is not time to cotton candy no conversations. So that's why I'm like, no, we have these uncomfortable conversations, and our tone might not be the night. I don't want to get up here and sound like Bob Ross, where these are happy clouds. Like, no, like they're going to use the same tactics that the white community ignored being used on us. So now you hear this two-tier justice. It's always been a two-tier justice. It's
Yep.
always been that. Now you're starting to see it because it hits home. But it's always been a two-tier, justice system. This is they never used it on you guys. So that's why I said they're gonna start using it on you guys, and that shit is gonna be I don't want it for nobody. As a black man, I know what y'all about to go through, and they about to put y'all through the ringer. And what happened was, just to show you how programming works, the black community, instead of people making allies, they got y'all sharing videos of black people doing crazy shit. And it's like, you really should be making allies, because when they come for you, black folks is just going to ignore it. They're going to tell you should obey, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be breaking the law.
You gonna get a taste of your own medicine. You turn the other cheek. Hey, it's y'all turn. We gonna turn the other cheek type of
But
mindset.
that's part of a program, and I keep trying to tell them that they programmed you not to point the finger at the person that's under the boot. So now when you get under the boot, the black community been trained by repetition by the citizens to point at you again for being under the boot, and that's all that's going to happen. And it's like, this is how these folks are intelligent. Like, they get in think tanks and they sit back and they strategize this shit.
They get Harvard finest.
Yeah.
They recruit Harvard finest.
We dealing with folks that actually think, and then it's like that's why I said I don't care about emotions. Keep emotions out of it. Let's deal with facts. Let's deal with history. Let's deal with present. And they're going to wipe out the white community with that. As far as the ones that's standing on the old government, they're gonna get you out the way. I'm just gonna let you know that. And they did that in the black community for those that stood up for the black people. That where you say, oh, look at where the men at, where the family at. Look at Chicago. We had people in place that stopped all that. We had people in place that stopped, us from doing drive-bys and people killing people and kids getting killed. We had a team for that. They went and got rid of our infrastructure so people can go wild in it. That's what the fuck happened.
Yep, they dismantle that motherfucker quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yep. So now you get,
You don't believe us? You want to do a test run? Go start helping. Go start helping motherfuckers in your community. Watch what happens. Start giving their way.
I ain't said no damn Co-T Pro. I said Co-Intel Pro. Like I say Co-Intel Pro, I'm asleep. But no, it's I just want folks to understand history. If they never have to really change it, because they mastered it. And then if one group of people don't know their history, then they can use that on you. So that's why I always said that be careful with the so-called critical race theory. You got some idiots that put out misinformation and hate. Yes, you do. But as far as learning black history, that's American history.
And it happened in America.
Yeah, you should know that as white people. You should say, okay, let's see what they're talking about. But what they did was they made it political. And you do have some idiots that don't know their own history and just teach hate. But for the most part, they're gonna everything that they've been stopping you from learning is they're fighting back for a reason. They're not fighting back for the reason of, oh, black people telling you white. No, they don't want black people telling you what the hell really happened. So when that shit come to you, you be already prepared. That's why. Right. That's why.
All they got to do is look into those FBI files, like how we got all this data with the Trump and the spying and all that. They got that same paper trail in the FBI with the Black Panthers, the Black Peace Stones, how they how they got into the gangs and used the gangs to turn against one organization versus another.
Over another. Yep. That's why. And I don't know if you was in here. I did like one of my first lives. I said, you're going to have white on white violence. They're going to create white on white violence. Just how, white people say, oh, what about black people, black on black? They're going to create white on white violence. And they're going to do it through religion. They're going to do it through politics. And they're going to deal with the kids as far as, the grooming of the kids. That's what's going to make y'all. That's how they create. It's going to be a creation. So now you're gonna have a real distinction of hate between white folks and white folks, and that's gonna create that white on white violence, and they're gonna get
I'm
violent
I'm
towards
going
each other.
I'm gonna tell y'all the tactic. They're gonna start with creation and assassination. That
Yep.
that's how they took down the Panthers. They created and assassinated.
Yep.
They got rid of the head of the snake and it crumbled.
Yep. No, I agree with you, but we're gonna watch them fight each other. I can guarantee you this. Like, listen to what I'm saying. They're gonna fight each other, and people gonna laugh and say, "What about white on white violence?" But it's like not knowing that everything is orchestrated, and
And,
that's
and,
gonna
and,
happen.
and history repeats itself. All you got to do is go back to the Civil War. It's just 2.5 version created all over again.
And more surveillance.
hmm
It's like back then
Surveillance state.
they couldn't really surveil everything. So now it's like you can't really have that without surveillance. So that's why it's like I want people to get it. It's like, yeah, the lingo that we talk
And,
it
and
might be harsh.
let me throw this hook in there. Best believe the Mexican Latino population, Venezuelan population, gonna be involved in that motherfucking war.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like they already in the war. They
hmm
already, one thing, the big secret is a lot of people don't want to tell you. Even the government don't want to tell you. The Republicans or Democrats, Black Democrats, um, as of recent, just spoke out. But all these shootings and stuff that happens, um, they're not just black. They like we've been fighting with the Hispanic community from day one. And white folks don't even know this shit. They were like, oh, we've been fighting with the Hispanic. The biggest secret in the one of them, the biggest secrets in the United States right now is the black and brown fight where we fighting each other. White folks don't even know that shit even fucking exists.
What?
Black on brown fight is one of the fucking bloodiest, realest fucking fights that people see, and that's why I'm like they do that. They have us fighting with each other so we don't focus on what the real issue is. And I'm like, we both being played. Black and brown, we being played against each other. And they
Yeah,
put them
and then they tried to they merged us during the Trump years. They merged us.
right. Yep. No, they did. They it was no secret about that. So yeah, I just I do these videos so we can push forward and then know what we're looking at because they're going to use the same tactics over
Right. And
and over.
shouldn't none of us get tripped up over that shit. Like we advanced, we intelligent, we smart. That Nick at Night shit, we shouldn't even get tripped up over because hey, we already showed y'all the play. Why y'all getting tripped up at the beginning of the race?
Right. Nah, definitely. As Akili pronounces Co-Intel Pro, Co-T Pro, um, that's something that they've been doing. And I've been telling people, a lot of people have been inboxing me about this. I told them to go look into the FBI rise of the Black Messiah. Basically, they're gonna get rid of any black man that comes to power, become prominent, that helps his people. That's by the FBI, and then we sit back and
That
have these
that
talks.
that's in the fucking memo. That's in they when they was created. That was the memo.
Yeah, the stop of the rise of the Black Messiah. Like, and then we sit back with the same. I tell people go look at that, because they're like, oh, you guys are doing, it's nothing. You guys aren't, and then they get black people to say that you guys are not oppressed. It's like if we can't have a black man rise us to power where we do better in our community, what is that called? Like,
Look
is it
into
some?
the like we not even just talking Black Panther Party. We can go some more years up the road and get to Malcolm X. Like
Right,
same tactic, same invasion.
correct, and that's what a lot of people don't want to. They don't want to focus on that, and it's like they give us our, you have I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get the hell up out of here. They give us our black leaders. And that's why, you get white people like, oh, forget Jesse Jackson, forget Al Sharp. They're the government. That's your government. The same government that you say, hey, we got y'all guys need to stand up and pledge for the flag and do this and do. That's part of America. Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton,
Mhm.
Benjamin Crump, those are
Mhm.
American government fucking
Mhm.
they work for the government of the United States of America.
Yep.
Like that and then it's like you would have to admit that it's crooked. You would have to admit
Jesse,
that this shit is
well,
crooked.
for a good 25 years, it was Jesse Jackson was the face of the Black Democratic Party. It was his ass.
No, I didn't see that Ty. But nah, it's yeah, he came, and ushered out, oh, let's stop this, let's stop that. It's like these people are powerful. Like Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, and them, they powerful folks. You gotta realize if they were actually doing something to benefit black folks, they wouldn't
They
be
would
around.
they would have had a bullet in their fucking head a long time ago. That's how you can separate a real leader versus a fake one.
Yep.
And if you really for your people and you gonna take that bullet, you gonna take that stand. Hey, you gonna take a sacrifice and know I'm finna die for my people. I'm gonna eat
Oh
this
yeah.
fucking.
Yeah. Easy. Easy, easy. But nope, y'all can find that man down there on Facebook, Amaru. I know he don't like nobody following him, but I'm putting him on the front street. But yeah, he come out with a lot of dope information, all day, every day, tagging something, and putting out stuff that's not mainstream. So please give him a follow, even if he don't want it. I don't care. Um, me, like I said, as far as y'all know where to find me. Anything you want to say last?
Hey, hey, love on y'all people. Prep, be proactive, and love on y'all people because what they got in store for us.
Yeah.
Everybody, everybody don't make it to the finish line in this fight. So love on your people, enjoy your family, enjoy your time. Prep, 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 and prep. That's all.
Again. All right, bro.
All right, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.